I'm about to be live. I might be live right now. It takes a few seconds to catch up, but good evening. I'm live. That's so funny. Okay. Hey, so good evening. It is April 21st as I check the date to make sure it's Tuesday, I think, and we are still post-war. We're actually now right now in this nebulous area between ceasefire and maybe peace agreement. And the ceasefire is set to expire. Oh, thank you, Kat, for moving. The ceasefire is set to expire tomorrow on Wednesday. And I just heard, and this is breaking news from the New York Times, that J.D. Vance, the vice president of the U.S., has not left for Pakistan. Now, all day long, the news was that he left, he's on his way. And the only question was whether Iran was going to join him in Islamabad. But so far, nobody's there, at least according to the New York Times report. Nobody is there for the talks. Now, I don't have to tell you, and I'm certainly not going to hash out all of the typical Tony, can you get this? This is Baladi. I'm not going to hash out all of the back and forth with the tweets between President Trump, who's taking on all of Iran verbally on his own, and then all of the Iranians, the different Iranian leaders. There's Kalibaf. There's there's many names that I don't necessarily recognize, and they are all taking on President Trump, but he's taking them all on single-handedly just through social media. I keep saying tweets, but it's actually Truth Social, where he's putting out his stuff. So his, he veers with it, like from minute to minute, he will veer from saying that we are so close to having a deal to now the latest, I think it's the latest, unless I missed a minute, is that Iran is violating the ceasefire. So, which, by the way, also Israel just accused Hezbollah of violating the ceasefire. And so, meanwhile, Israel has been also bombing Hezbollah and a lot of different things that they've been doing. They haven't withdrawn. They're still like there, entrenched there in southern Lebanon, and so. But there was apparently a rocket launcher that was set up and ready to go, and they Israel took out. There was some kind of like, no, they were actually like going after, like, from the rocket launcher was aimed at troops. So anyway, so they said, so Israel said that they violated the ceasefire. Now, when Israel says something like that, the question is, are they going to do something about it? Like, now, does that mean that Israel has the carte blanche to just go and to attack as they were before? We just got a food delivery, or they misplaced the last missile and it landed at our doorstep. Wow, that's a lot of stuff, you have to say. Okay, so the question is, will Israel then take up the bombings again? And so we'll see what happens there. Now, other things that are happening. We talked at length yesterday about the desecration of the Jesus statue in southern Lebanon. And there's a lot that I want to talk about. And by the way, hi to Cindy Lou, and hi to Carol and John. Cindy Lou is waiting with us in anticipation. I wasn't going to do a live tonight. And then I thought, I have so much news that will be irrelevant tomorrow if something happens with the ceasefire. So I was like, oh, I better do it, but I'll try to get it done fast, like before the kids come home. And then, that's it. So anyway, we've got 16 minutes, guys. See if I can like spew it all out really fast. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah. So anyway, so the Jesus statue that an Israeli soldier took a sledgehammer and knocked it down, and then like was breaking the statue of the crucifix. So this, of course, has gone viral. Every Israeli leader has condemned it. The IDF condemned it. The what do you call it? The uh, like all across Israel, the army did an investigation. They said that they found that the soldier who did it, he is going to be prosecuted. What did they say? He's going to get a month. He's removed from combat duty, and he's going to have a month in detention and punishment. Let me just read it to you, because that will be way more accurate. Let's see. Okay. That's the terrorist event. Okay, so the findings of the inquiry and the command recommendations following the incident in which an IDF soldier was documented damaging a Christian symbol. Again, mind you, we don't say Jesus, right? We say a Christian symbol. By the way, guys, I'm just gonna throw your comments up there while I'm reading this. In southern Lebanon were presented last night, Monday. The inquiry found that during IDF activity in the area of the Christian village of Debel in southern Lebanon, the soldier damaged a Christian religious symbol while another soldier took the photograph of the act that was distributed. 6 additional soldiers were present at the scene and did not act to stop the incident or report it. The inquiry determined that the soldiers' conduct completely deviated from IDF orders and values. Okay, so the IDF expresses deep regret over the incident and emphasizes that its operations in Lebanon are directed solely against the Hezbollah terrorist organization and other terrorist groups, and not against Lebanese civilians. From the moment the report of the incident was received, the IDF has been working to assist the local community in replacing the statue. The division commander accepted the findings of the inquiry and the commander's recommendations. You know what? Let me get this. You guys would probably appreciate seeing it rather than just hearing me read it. So let me actually go to this. Wow, Tony, can you mute yourself? Can you mute me? All right, let's do this.
Me watching is adding me as a viewer to your channel.
Oh, thank you, Tony.
On
Thank
both
you.
platforms.
Thank you. All right. This is something else. Okay, we'll see this in a second. Okay, this is what they did after. I don't have the statement here unless it's below that. Nope, not below that. Okay, so the soldier who damaged the Christian symbol and the soldier who photographed the act will be removed from combat duty and will receive 30 days of military detention. The remaining troops who stood by have been summoned for clarification discussions, and that will be held later. And then further command level measures will be determined. Procedures regarding conduct with religious institutions and symbols were reinforced to the troops prior to their entry into the relevant areas, and will be reinforced again for troops in the areas following the incident. Okay, so again, the IDF strongly condemning that incident. Now, you can see here that the IDF helped to it looks like they put this up or donated or something. It doesn't really say. Oh, they say the damaged statue was replaced by IDF troops. Now, it doesn't look the same as the one that was damaged. Did you guys see that one? I don't know if I'll be able to find it quickly. Probably not. Okay, but anyway, they replaced it, and so there you go. So now, just so we are all okay. Now, obviously, I am jumping through. Marcia, hello. Tim says hello to Tony. And let's see. Cindy Lou says hi, friends. This is awesome. Oh, but wait, that's so funny. All of the comments are like up and down now. They're all like on different sides. Cindy, by the way, Cindy Saloto, you have to check out the video of the Holy Fire ceremony. I did the whole long Holy Fire ceremony in the whole, like, what happens like from the beginning to the end, and you would love it. You would love it. But anyway, you would also love to know what's happening in Lebanon, and it would be interesting to also hear from your family, if you have any family there, what they think is going on, and about what's going on. I would love to know. And thank you, Tim. Thank you for saying hello to me too. I appreciate that. I'm just kidding. I mean, yeah, because Tony hasn't been here for the last couple of days, so that's why there's like much more activity on the chat now and everything, because it's like I don't get paid
chill enough, guys. You want to hire me?
You get paid a lot. Callie, good to see you. I can't believe you're here and not outside, like with the fireworks or something. I'm quite done with it. I'm ready to go to bed. So I don't know about you. Maybe you are too, because today is Independence Day, guys. I keep interrupting myself in my story, but today is Independence Day. Yesterday was this somber Memorial Day. Everything was shut down. It was like quieter than a Shabbat. And then just like in the last hour or so, you can feel the everything lifting again. Like everybody, like things are opening. There's going to be partying outside for Independence Day. They have this huge what do you call it? Ceremony. Oh my gosh, everybody has to call me now. And it's Raya calling from Rita's phone. Okay, so there's like this ceremony going on, national, it's huge concert, big production. So anyway, so going back to, could you please get that?
She hangs up.
Oh my goodness. I can't. Going back to Lebanon, let us just hopefully talk about Jesus. Okay, so I've been listening to a lot of commentary about this. First of all, let's talk about where this happened, because that is significant. So some of these places in these villages in southern Lebanon are Christian. A lot of these Christian villages are, many of them have family in Israel, if you can believe it. They were involved in the Southern Lebanese army. They fought with Israel in, I think it was 2000, and they fled into, like, some of their family members fled into Israel after this particular war. So this is what, so now somebody she's Israeli, she speaks perfect Hebrew, but she is Lebanese, born in Lebanon. And she was talking yesterday, and she said, this is really messed up because this is personal. She said, I have family that still lives there. So for me, this is extremely personal and extremely hurtful what's going on, and obviously ignorant. And she points out, I am now a full Israeli citizen and I'm a Christian, and I want to know that I'm not going to be treated like that in my own country. So this is really an affront on the Christians, that the Christian villages, these ancient Christian communities in southern Lebanon that might actually have like ties to Israel through family members, or actually might be with them against Hezbollah. But in any case, as it has been pointed out, this soldier acted alone and acted ignorantly and is basically an idiot who probably has no understanding of Christianity, who God knows what he was raised with, to think, that Christians, or God forbid, a statue of Jesus, is something that is offensive to him. So, many people have pointed out, with all of the condemnations, that he does not represent all Israelis, but it is being used, of course, that Israel attacks churches, and they did knock down as well. They bulldozed statues at a church. I think it was St. George's Church, also in southern Lebanon. So it's a very fine line that's going on. Most likely, one soldier, two soldier, a unit even that acted alone, but getting widely condemned across Israel. So it's just very interesting to watch. Now, of course, a lot of people are also saying, well, why does this get attention when the killing, the almost genocide of Christians in Nigeria is going on without even, it's not even in the news, it's not even making a headline. And that is also true, but that, of course that's going on, and of course we need to be aware of that, and we need to condemn that, but one does not negate the other. Just because it's, what's going on in Nigeria is worse, doesn't excuse Israel that, oh, well, the Christian population is growing, and there are there's freedom of religion here, and there's not widespread violence against Christians. Very true, but also one incident, very bad, and needs to be condemned. So anyway, that is, this is what is going on in that. Now, I'm probably going to do a more in-depth video on that. Just that alone, just finding out all the different sides. I'm particularly fascinated by the Lebanese that now live in Israel, that got here, I think it was in the year 2000. So very, very interesting perspectives from their sides. Okay, so let's see. All right, comments. Okay, Marcia says, I saw the Holy Ceremony. Oh, you saw the Holy Fire Ceremony with me and you hadn't seen it before. I'm telling you, I had never seen it before I got to Israel and to Jerusalem. And to see it in Jerusalem was just, it's an unbelievable event, because it's like unlike anything that you have in the West. And Caroline, thank you for tuning in. Caroline Johnson, I think.
My mom?
Yeah. Replying to Tony Johnson. We'll see you tomorrow, Caroline.
Yes, we will.
Oh, okay. All right. And Tim says, must be important what Tony's up to, probably, right? Okay. So let's see. Now, news. I'm going to go to some other news. I've got a bunch of stuff to show you and talk to you about. I suppose we could just go through it. Did the kids sort themselves out, by the way?
We'll talk about it when you're done.
Oh, okay. I just want to know if they're going to be bothering us in the middle of it. Probably
we still
not.
have requests.
Oh, they still have requests even after all that. Wow. Okay. They're still not home. Unbelievable. Okay. Let me paste my notes here and see what we have. Let me see what we have. What we did the cross. We saw that. All right. So here's one more picture. One more picture since I have it on the screen. Let's just do one more picture. This was the picture of the soldier taking a sledgehammer to the crucifix here. And here is a headline: over 7,000 Christians killed in Nigeria in 2025. Report links violence to extremist militia and government inaction. Okay, so this commentator says, why did one lead to a global outrage while the other was barely talked about? And so just briefly, he wrote here that firstly, one soldier's action does not represent the entire army. Remember Abu Ghraib. So anyway, okay, that's it. Now we're gonna move on from that one for a little while. Knowing me, I'll be back. All right. Remember yesterday? So I was telling you about it was Independence Day, Memorial Day, and Independence Day, and that there were ceremonies all around for Memorial Day. It's a very somber holiday. Everybody is remembering the 25,600 soldiers that were killed since the foundation of the state, but also victims of terror. And so it's a very somber day. Like even restaurants don't open. A lot of establishments are closed. It's very quiet, and there are ceremonies that go on. But there was one I told you about that I would talk about, and it is a joint Israeli-Palestinian Memorial Day event. And here is, now remember I said I didn't hear anything about it, but usually there is one. Look at the headline. Tel Aviv location kept quiet over security fears. So the 21st alternative Israeli-Palestinian Memorial Day ceremony took place in Jaffa on Monday alongside Israel's official state ceremonies, though it was forced to keep its location secret due to far-right threats to disrupt the event. Conducted in both Hebrew and Arabic, the ceremony featured Israelis and Palestinians who lost loved ones in the wider conflict, including the October 7th Hamas-led massacre in Israel, the war in Gaza, and settler violence in the West Bank. The exact location of the Tel Aviv ceremony was not publicly disclosed in advance due to security concerns, particularly after a right-wing mob last year attacked a synagogue in Ra'anana that was hosting a screening of the event. The mob threw rocks, shouted racist slogans, spat at participants, and forced police to evacuate the venue. The left-wing Standing Together organization, which organized screenings of the event, said in a statement on Monday that it had received threats to disrupt the event from extremist groups and appealed to the police to ensure the safety of participants. So they didn't give in to threats. They went on to have it. Thousands want peace and a shared life and reject more wars, more hatred, and more bereavement. So this is organized by, there's two groups, Combatants for Peace and the Parent Circle Families Forum. So it's a grassroots organization of bereaved Israelis and Palestinians who have lost family members in the conflict. Palestinians participated in a parallel ceremony in the West Bank city of Jericho, unable to reach Tel Aviv due to the denial of entry permits by Israeli authorities. Now, listen to this. One of the speakers, Liora Elan, a survivor of the October 7th massacre at Kfar Aza, whose son Tal commanded the kibbutz's emergency response team. I am here today because this is a place of hope. This is a place that gives me the strength to believe that one day we will talk and it will end, she said. And in a pre-recorded video, Khulud Hushia of Jenin spoke about the loss of her son, Mohammed, who was killed by IDF fire in 2023, which prompted her to join the Parents Circle. Despite all this pain, I stand here today. We choose the path of peace despite all the losses because we believe that blood only begets more blood and that death and bereavement will never allow us or our children to live in peace. Okay, so this article is in the Times of Israel. Now I'm going to show you also a video of the event that and I think this is a choir saying, let's read it. Tonight in Jaffa, the Rana Choir, Muslim, Christian, and Jewish women singing together, performed at the 21st Israeli-Palestinian Joint Memorial Ceremony. All right, I'm going to put the volume up. Where's Suzanne? All right, how'd you like that? So that was, now they were singing in both Hebrew and Arabic, and you had Arabs singing in Hebrew, you had Jews singing in Arabic. So that is the, how they are trying to bridge the differences, and of course the hatred that really exists in between the two peoples here, and especially ones that are victimized. I mean, these are, the people leading this are ones that have had loved ones killed in the conflict, whether by the Israeli military or in a terror attack. So the fact that they could get together, and they've been doing this for several years now, and there are a lot of organizations like this around the country. So rare, and obviously under threat, which is why they didn't didn't to advertise where they were meeting, which is why I hadn't heard of it until today when I saw that story. Okay, so wait, Cindy Lou. Now, Cindy Lou, are you the same person as Cindy, Greek last name and Italian last name? Because I've got like two Cindys in the chat, Cindy Lou with this handle, and then another Cindy who you sound like you have the same story, though. Your parents were older when we lost contact with my mother's family who were there since moved to Toronto, and some moved to Toronto and New York in the 80s. And you know, it's okay. So we have cousins in New Hampshire that moved there to escape the 73 war. Wow. Oh, wow. That's unbelievable. Okay. And you don't know how to contact them. That's unbelievable. Where in New Hampshire? I used to live there. Okay. That is very interesting. Now, I don't know if there was a Cindy here, and I'm looking to, it's back through the comments with a different handle and with a Greek and Italian last name, who also like, oh, Cindy, maybe this is you, who knows? Because one is on Facebook, one's on YouTube. Okay, anyway, never mind. Okay, so what is happening? And you'll clarify, and I'll figure it out someday. But yeah, so anyway, I find it interesting to hear the opinions that are coming out of Lebanon right now. And also to find out that there are Israelis or Lebanese Israelis or Israeli Lebanese, I don't know. They were born in Lebanon. They live here now, who were from this village or from these villages and are very concerned with what is happening there. But let us go now to a couple of this. This is one video right here of I think she's a journalist. Yeah, journalist in Lebanon. And there are subtitles here. So let's hear what she has to say. Exiled journalist. So where is she? Let's see. No, I don't know where she's located. Okay. We'll hear in a second.
مبروك، فينا نقول مبروك من الآن. روي، أنا كتير سعيدة في كل التطورات اللي عم بتصير على الصعيد اللبناني الإسرائيلي وبرعاية الرئيس الولايات المتحدة دونالد ترامب. هذا الشيء نفتخر به، وأخيراً فينا نقول
5 שנים לפני תחילת הדיאלוג הישיר וההיסטורי בין לבנון לישראל בוושינגטון בשבוע שעבר, קיימנו ראיון ראשון מסוגו עם העיתונאית הלבנונית המפורסמת מריה מאלוף, שמצאה את עצמה בגלות רק בגלל שהיא חלה בחשבונה ברשת אקס שישראל תחסל את מנהיג חיזבאללה הקודם, חסן נסראללה.
أنا كان في ملف مفبرك لإلي بالعمالة لإسرائيل لمجرد إني كتبت تغريدة على טוויטר.
בסוף, המשאלה של העיתונאית הלבנונית מלפני 9 שנים התגשמה. חסן נסראללה חוסל, וישראל מנהלת בימים אלה דיאלוג ישיר עם לבנון, כפי שהיא עשתה איתנו. בעבורה, מדובר בלא פחות מניצחון.
لأول مرة يعني عم نشوف إنه في بيئة في لبنان بدها تعمل تغيير تدريجيا، وأنا عدائت مثل ما أنت قلت لحزب الله يعود لسنوات. عشت بلبنان بفترة وبعدها اختبرت كذبهم، اختبرت أعمالهم، اختبرت إنه هم يعني مختطفين الشعب اللبناني واخدينه إلى الحرب. اليوم الشعب اللبناني ما بده هذه الحرب. إذن اليوم الناس في لبنان تريد دولة ما بدها دويلة، والأهم إنه الطرح الأمريكي الحالي ما عاد عم يتجاهل هيدي النقاط. اليوم لبنان على أولوية الطاولة طاولة النقاش بالبيت الأبيض، وإبعاد حزب الله صار شغل كتير أساسي ضمن التفاوض اللي عم بيصير.
עם כל האופטימיות נשאלת השאלה, האם המדינה הלבנונית שבמשך שנים נועלה בידי הגחמות של חיזבאללה יכולה באמת ללכת עד הסוף?
وللمغامرين بمصير لبنان وحياة اللبنانيين أقول كفى. وحده مشروع الدولة في لبنان هو الأقوى والأبقى والأضمن.
ماريا، السؤال المطروح إذا الحكومة اللبنانية ليست ضعيفة لتنفيذ القرارات ضد حزب الله.
أول شيء لبنان اليوم لازم يثبت أنه هو دولة ويريد أن يكون دولة حقيقية. أكيد في قوة، لكن هناك تحديات كبيرة، هناك مراحل بده يفوت فيها هذا النقاش، وتجريد حزب الله من سلاحه، تطبيع مع إسرائيل فكرة بلشت أنها تصير وتصير بالطريق الصح.
إلى شيخ.
You guys get to see a little bit of the opinions of some of the Lebanese people, which is like, no, we've wanted Hezbollah out. She has wanted them out for a long time, but only now are the voices growing louder. And so very, I find it very interesting just to hear what people are saying, because we haven't heard these voices in a while. Now, okay, here is the issue. Hi, Brian Lucas, by the way, of what are the government officials saying. And here is a Lebanese minister, Ghassan Salameh, and he is talking about if Israel could not have disarmed Hamas, how can the Lebanese military, which is weaker than Israel, have disarmed Hezbollah, which is stronger than
are part of the population? So you
than Hamas. Okay, so let's put this back to the beginning and watch what he has to say.
So if the Israelis have been unable to produce a complete disarmament of Hamas in Gaza in more than 2 years, and after the destruction of 90% of what is built in Gaza, how do you expect a much smaller, much weaker army to do it in Lebanon? Not to mention the fact that the members of that armed group are not foreigners. They are part of the population. So you need also to take into consideration that you are not fighting against a foreign enemy, although, so...
All right, so this is, they are really coming out now and making very practical points about the Hezbollah presence in Lebanon. And I want to show, so I have some notes from a speech of the president of Lebanon, Joseph Aoun. And some of the things that he said, I'll just give you some of the highlights. He said that we have endured a great deal, like accusations, insults, misinformation, but we did not back down. And it became clear that we were right. I thank everyone who contributed to achieving the ceasefire, starting with Donald Trump and all Arab partners, especially Saudi Arabia. I did not know that. That's very interesting. We are entering a new phase, moving from a ceasefire to permanent agreements that protect our rights, sovereignty, and territorial unity. We are confident we will save Lebanon, even as we expect continued attacks against us. I don't know what he's referring to there. All right. For the first time in nearly half a century, we have reclaimed Lebanon's decision-making and are negotiating on our own terms. Now, I think this is in reference to Iran and Hezbollah losing their grip over Lebanon. We are no longer a tool or battleground for others and will not return to that reality. Negotiations are not weakness or concessions, but a decision rooted in strength, responsibility, and prioritizing Lebanon above all else. Negotiations will not compromise our rights, principles, or sovereignty. We have lost thousands of Lebanese, and we will not allow more Lebanese to die for the interests or power struggles of others. My mission is clear: to save Lebanon and its people, and I am committed to this with full conviction. Okay, so he could be talking to President Trump again anytime soon. This might be actually, like they said that he might be also speaking with Netanyahu, but first with President Trump. And that's going to be like something like that's several times in 1 week. So things are progressing at a very fast pace for this normalization agreement that they're looking for between Israel and Lebanon. Now, the second round of talks between Lebanon and Israel could be this week, Thursday. So we've got a very busy week. We've got tomorrow, the deadline. Oh, can I have my phone back, by the way? Because I want to check updates. Raya, can you bring me my phone? Tomorrow is the ceasefire deadline. And thank you. And then Thursday could be the next, the next talks between Lebanon and Israel. Okay, so what else do I have here? Okay, so nothing. I mean, the rest is just, like I said, I didn't want to talk to. By the way, 14 more military planes made their way from the US to Europe and the Middle East yesterday, while we were sleeping, while everybody was saying, oh, there's a deal, there's not a deal, this and that. So also the Iran's parliament speaker, Khalibaf, said, responding to Trump's threats, Trump, by imposing a siege and violating the ceasefire, aims to turn this negotiating table into a surrender table in his imagination, or a justification for rekindling the wars. We do not accept negotiations under threat. And in the last 2 weeks, we have been preparing to reveal new cards on the battlefield. I don't know who's got the cards here, guys. Everybody's saying something else. Okay. So again, like the back and forth with the social media battle, I don't go there, because I think there are deeper strategies going on that we know not of, and you can be confused because they say something different every time. Okay, so for instance, let's see, what is the IRGC saying? Let's see what they're saying. Oh, what is this? The page isn't working. Come on. Come on, you got to work. We need our latest. Let's see if they say if Iran has gone to Pakistan. Look, the site's down. I wonder if somebody hacked it. All right, forget them. Let's go. We'll come back to them if they decide to start working again, because that's always interesting to see what the IRGC is saying. But this is a site in Lebanon, a Lebanese news site. And let's see if there's anything new that they are talking about in terms of the ceasefire. Okay, so this is still the latest, is that Vance and Khalibaf, who I was just talking about, were to arrive in Pakistan early Wednesday. But I just saw in the New York Times that they said that Vance hasn't left yet. He hasn't left the U.S. Now, not to say that he won't get there on time. He probably will if he wants to. But why is he not there yet? So very interesting. All right. And I am just going to look and see if anything has popped in recently. Just like before we put this live to bed, because it, without fail, I will stop it, and then there will be breaking news. But okay, I see Cindy Lou is Cindy, so now I know. Thank you. It's good to know. I have a friend whose name is Cindy Lou, and you never call her Cindy. Her name is Cindy Lou. So that's why I made you two distinct people. You were a Facebook avatar and a YouTube avatar. Okay, Trump said today, we are fully stocked with ammunition. We are much stronger than we were before the ceasefire. We used the ceasefire to replenish our supplies And apparently they also replenished their supplies a bit. Okay. Also, he called on the leaders of Iran to release 8 Iranian women who are scheduled for execution as a sign of goodwill, a goodwill gesture ahead of the negotiations. So there have been a lot of not just executions, but killings. I just read a story that's circulating, and this is the stuff that is very hard to source and that we don't hear because it's locked down. You know, the internet is still what do you call it? It's been shut down for like 50 days almost, something like that. But there was a woman who was a nurse in the hospital, treated some of the protesters. They came to her home. They shot her in front of her husband, and just recently the husband tried to take his life. So this is what the Iranian people are going through. And now 8 women that are scheduled for execution. Okay, so let's see. This is if it hasn't happened, if it's 5 o'clock, it's already old. So I'm not even gonna read that stuff. Oh, here's another one. Here's one that I did not get to look up yet. I'm going to look it up now. Who is this? Who is Professor Mohammed Marandi? Because he says everybody should leave the UAE right away. All right, I need to see this. Everybody should, not just the UAE, the ships. He's saying everybody should evacuate their ships right away. Let me see if I can find him really quick. Well, I found him, but we're not going to be able to read it because it's in, wait a second. It's the Iranian guy. Is it the Iranian guy? Yes. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Let me find it. This guy who was on with Piers Morgan.
Oh, is it the professor?
Yes.
Marandi.
All right, here I found it. Look at his warning. So again, it's the back and forth of the warnings. Everyone should immediately leave the UAE, Qatar, Bahrain, Saudi, and Kuwait. Sailors on all ships in the Persian Gulf must also prepare to evacuate their ships. This is especially urgent for ships near the Strait of Hormuz, which will all be destroyed. Time is running out. Can anybody explain to me, like, is he just trying to be like Trump? Like, just make a very outlandish statement, and maybe it's true, but nobody will ever know unless something really happens. All right, let's see. And then JD Vance postponed his departure. 31 hours remain until the ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran ends. President Trump said he does not want to extend the ceasefire. And JD Vance is still a net 15-hour flight from Washington to Islamabad. That doesn't leave much time. Wow. Because even if he gets there and still has 15 hours, they have to talk. And we don't know if they are there. Let me see if the Iranians have yet decided. Wow, this site is down. Maybe it was hacked. I want to see if the IRGC said that they sent. The site's not working. Nope, I have no idea. If they went or not. So that's it, guys. We could. Well, wait. Maybe Iran International. Well, let's take a look at this one. Let's take a look at this website, Iran International, And let's see. They said, all right, go figure. Trump rejects ceasefire. Is this, are we updated? Trump rejects ceasefire as Islamabad talks hang in the balance. He says Iran has violated the ceasefire numerous times. And Khalibov, the speaker of the parliament, said that Tehran will not negotiate under threats. And wow. Okay. So are they both deciding to not even show up in Pakistan? And if that's the case, what happened and why? Well, of course, the foreign minister, Abbas Araghchi, said that the U.S. blockade of Iranian ports was an act of war and a violation of the ceasefire. Okay. So, and you guys know about that, right? That the U.S. Boarded an Iranian ship. I don't have many details beyond that, just that. Let me see. Do I have it in my? No, I don't have it here. Okay. So anyway, so that is generally a roundup of the news. Let me see if I have anywhere in the Pentagon. No, I don't. Okay. But okay, so that's it. We're just sitting here waiting. It's a holiday tomorrow over here. It's a day off. And then it's supposed to go back to normal life on Thursday. And when I say normal life, I'm not really sure if I mean war, which was normal for 40 days, or pre-war, which was within a war, or 2.5 years before that, which was just kind of normal in between war and COVID, or if we got to go back to 2019 to find what normal is. So in any case, that's where we're at. We don't know what will be. We're looking at the next 24 hours of a lot of excitement and or resolution and or no resolution and no ceasefire. So we'll see what happens. And yet they're forging ahead with Israel and Lebanon. So who would have expected that out of all of this? Anyway, thank you for joining. This was great. And if you appreciate this, if you would give it a like, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. That would be awesome, especially if you're on YouTube. And let's see. Oh, here's a question. If the U.S. disabled the Iranian ship, is it just drifting in the Indian Ocean? I mean, I saw them board the ship, and I'm sure they wouldn't have let it just drift. They probably, is it the one that they boarded? I don't know what they did with it after that. That's interesting. I don't actually know. Barry, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. And okay, well, guys, we're going to go try to catch some sleep before whatever awaits us, which we don't know what that is. So have a great day or great night, wherever you are, and ciao.